co-host now, and you will remain the host, and I will be the co-host, and I can. This is how we did it in 3 minutes, and it worked.
Okay. What time is it?
So we won't forget. If you make me the co-host now, at least we know for sure that we'll not.
Yeah, I didn't go on
Donna.
yet because we got 15 minutes before showtime.
Hi, Dion. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Christina. Hi, Kiki. Hi, Sammy. Hi, Doreen. Hi, Erwin and Arnie.
Lorraine, can you say something? Nope.
Oh man, we got to get her working here.
Did you check your audio settings? Maybe you have.
What if she unplugs her headphones? Can you talk?
Yeah, unplug the headphones. Let's see if we can hear it.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. So you need to change this audio settings for Zoom.
How do I do that?
So go to the bottom where it says next to the mute button. There's a little arrow.
Okay.
Yeah, but you need to plug the headset back again now.
Okay.
And then from audio settings, you need to select. I mean, even here you can see once you plug back the headset, you need to select the speaker and the microphone. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. So probably the microphone is not selected. Select built-in. It should be built-in if it's a headset.
Does MacBook Air microphone is selected?
Do you have any other option?
MacBook Air speakers.
Oh, that's okay.
We can hear you now.
Yeah, but I'm not plugged in, so I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, I've unplugged my.
It should be like built-in. So if it's MacBook microphone, it should be.
I know I've never had this problem before with it. I've always been able to use it.
Right.
Let me try my earbuds.
Is somebody else in the room that it's echoing, Doreen?
It's not echoing on my end.
No, it's echoing because I'm not using any kind of thing like this. Let me try these.
Kiki, we can't see you clearly.
I know, I'm working on it, Mush. I don't think I can fix it.
I got to see that gorgeous face. Hey, Doreen.
Hi.
Hi, Erwin, wherever you are.
Susan and Miriam are here too.
I know, I just admitted everybody because it wouldn't give me a choice.
I don't know what my problem is here with the light. I'm trying everything.
Can you hear me?
Use background or use my Dion. Okay, background.
Can anyone?
Yeah, now we can hear you. Now we can hear you very well.
You can hear me?
We can
Okay,
hear
good.
you, Doreen.
I'm using the earbuds. So
Yeah, those are perfect.
Okay, awesome. Was over here though, but the sun is getting really bright, but then it's dark over there. Now it's too bright over here. That's not good. But then it's too dark.
I like the light before.
You like the light? Yeah,
before,
I like it.
where you were sitting before.
Where you were sitting
the sun
before.
is setting and it's going to hit me.
No, not here, not here. Where you were sitting before.
Where I was sitting before?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
This is better? Okay. Okay, we'll stay here.
No. You need to move a little bit to the left, to your right, I guess. Yeah.
Let's see.
Something like this. Yeah, a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like this, but I don't know. It's more light in the other position, but it's too much light. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and the sun is going down and it's going to be, how's this?
Oh, that's
Perfect.
nice.
That's good.
That's really
yeah,
nice.
that's much better.
All right, we'll see how that goes.
There's a lighting adjustment also in the Zoom. And by the camera, there's a little up arrow there too. And there's a way to go to video settings and adjust the light there.
Oh, where's that at?
So if you go to the little camera and next to the camera, there's that up arrow and pick video settings.
Yes.
Okay.
You see how it gives you like touch up my appearance, adjust for low light.
Oh, look at that. Just for low light, should I click on that and touch up my appearance?
Yeah,
Why not?
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah.
Hey, how's that?
That's what I do.
Why not?
Whoa, I'm learning so many things.
Hey, Donna, did you see my chat? Donna.
Thanks for that.
Awesome.
No.
Yeah, of course.
Well, it's already on the thing, right?
I don't know. I couldn't find it.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I would change it at the last minute. No.
Okay, Sammy, I will select to have everybody muted on entry, right?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I will. I did that. And do we have a waiting room?
I think we did, and I
Okay,
I
will
might
watch
have disabled it. Let me see. No, the waiting room is enabled.
Okay,
I'm gonna let people in.
just wanted to know.
Is that all right if we disable it?
Yeah, if you
It's
disable
10
it,
minutes
will
till
be.
it's 10 minutes till showtime. I think we should. Yeah, I've disabled it. Okay, people will come in. So everybody, real quick. Dion, say test, test. Oh, you're muted.
Test.
Um, it's okay. Is it just loud for me or is it loud for everybody?
It was fine for me.
Okay.
Good for me too.
It was a little bit louder than you.
Okay, I'm just
I
gonna
need
turn it down in my
you
ears.
get one of those coffee table books from the
And
other room?
Sonia, can you say testing?
A little better. Thanks so much.
Sonia, you say
Testing, testing.
perfect. And then Doreen.
Testing, testing.
Okay, and Donna.
Testing, testing.
Everybody sounds like pretty level. Okay, and everybody can hear the piano good, like so. If for when
Kind of soft piano.
It's
soft?
kind of soft.
All right, let me turn it up.
Me, 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 me. Me, me, me. Everybody. Me, me, me. Me, me, me.
I had voice class this morning. Oh, but we didn't sing.
Were you chatting? You chat away through your
Good,
voice?
Sammy.
What?
That sounds good
Is that
from
right?
here.
Okay. All right. And I can make minor adjustments while I'm playing. So if like when I'm playing for you guys, if it's too loud or too soft, somebody can give me thumbs up. It's okay. More volume is like pump your thumb up. Less volume is pump your thumb down.
So the way this will go is Sammy will open with a song. I'll do a little talking, explain what's up, and then we'll introduce Sonia. Sammy will introduce Sonia. We changed the order up a little bit, so thank you for being flexible. We'll talk to you a little bit, Sonia, and then introduce your story. And then
we have to remember to remind the audience to take notes. Because there will be a question and answer session at the end. Because we're not going to ask after your story's over. We're going to wait till the end of the thing.
Okay.
And then people can put in the chat their question. And if you
can't put the chat question till later because we can't go back and look through the whole chat.
No, we're not going to ask for questions until after. Right.
Okay.
And each audience member can only ask one question.
Okay. And then there'll be a vote as to whether it's fact.
And Kiki, I thought of at the last minute, I think randomly we can call on people. Like if we see a good question in the chat box.
Okay.
Let's make that person live. Say unmute yourself.
So we're going to let them raise their hand and put questions in the chat
box. No, they
box?
only raise their hand if it's yes or no. They raise their hand if they're voting.
Who are the questions for?
The speakers, the storytellers.
Okay. Do they happen at the end of the piece or the end of the whole show?
At the end of the whole show.
Okay.
Okay. What do you want to do with the hand raising? Do you want to count or do you want to record?
We're just going to eyeball it. Okay. Unless we got pages and pages, but we're going to just see if more than half the hands are up thinking the story's true, then we're going to say, well, the majority of the audience thinks the story's true. And then we go back to Doreen and we say, Doreen, was that story true or false? And you're going to say, oh, well, most of the story was true, but this one little part. Or however your story's written.
I'm not admitting that.
That's right. I don't want to know. I want to play along too. And I only
it's either true or false, and that's the deal.
Oh, it's that kind of story. I can't wait.
Okay.
So
is it going to be that time?
Oh, one thing. Can I say one thing?
No.
This is
Yes, of course, Dion. You can say two things.
Okay. This is a director thing with me.
Yeah.
When you're reading, don't rattle papers because it's distracting to the audience.
Oh, that's a
You're
good one.
rattling papers while you're talking,
Yep.
while
I
you're
know.
reading your story.
Quiet.
You can only rattle your jewelry.
Jewelry's fine. Paper's not. Donna.
And as you said that, all of my papers literally disappeared before my very eyes. And
No
I had to
paper.
rattle them a little bit.
But do I do that when we're singing?
I'm just so
No.
I'm so
No, but you
comforted that
can
everybody
count.
else has papers.
Papers.
But
I'm
you know,
so
when
sorry,
you're
all of
rattling
my
papers,
papers
when you're talking or rattling papers or singing, it's distracting to the audience.
Yeah, but you
Doreen,
might
it's
have
'cause
cursed
your
us.
name's
Now we
Barbara,
will only be
honey.
rattling.
Oh my God, Kiki, we forgot to make an event. Oh well. So I can't post it to the event. So this first one is just going to be posted to my Facebook page.
Okay,
All right, on my Sammy Scott page,
okay.
and
Is
then
that
I
okay?
can share it later to your page. And
Okay.
but I am recording the show. I'm going to go back and make sure it's recording because I don't see
Okay.
the recording.
Recording.
If
It
you
is okay.
if you send it, I can share it from my side too, right?
Only after it's over. I can't do it now.
Okay.
It's
Oh, okay.
started. I forgot to make an event on Facebook. Yeah, Storytellers Fact.
Uh-huh.
Or fiction. Episode. No, episode number 1. The Awakening. We have what? Dion, Walton, Sonia, Oyola, Donna. Oh, I spelled it wrong.
Just Dion, Sammy.
All right.
You're going with just one name now?
Yeah.
Yes, always.
Okay.
Donna, Lorraine. And I'm sorry, Doreen, what is your last name?
Skeleton.
Shelton.
Skelton.
Stelton.
Oh, ST.
Yeah, like the cheese and the hat kind of combined.
Okay, cool. Okay. All right. Go live. We're live on Facebook. Soon. It's setting up your meeting.
You're already live, Sammy.
Oh, that's great.
So
Don't pick your nose.
Okay. Well, we have a nice little group joining us. I mean, I saw a lot more names on
How fun. Let's see. Oh, hi, Nate.
I think Nate's related to
Hi,
Doreen.
Sarah. Hi, Arnie. Oh, Arnie. Hi, Marsh. Yeah. So,
Well, we do have 4 more. Oh, look at Fern
We have
can't get
4
in. Fern
what?
says, "Where's the Zoom for info for Dion?" Didn't we send it to her a lot of times?
Oh,
Fern,
yes.
she can't. She says, "Where's the information?"
Oh, jeez. What did I tell you?
And we're recording though. We have to be
that's the
careful.
way it goes.
Oh, sorry.
Forward. Fern.
Here comes Judy. Wonder if she's going to have a family out in the backyard.
No, I'm inside today.
Oh, okay.
And where are you today? Your
I'm
penthouse,
inside.
is that your penthouse apartment in New York?
Yes, it is.
I recognize it, yeah.
I think that story is fiction. Wait, let me make sure she gets in. Where did she send that message?
It's on it's just the first line in your email. Actually,
I know. I just sent it to her again. Okay. Well, shall we start?
In 3 minutes.
Oh, 3 minutes.
yeah, give
I have
them.
3 minutes.
You know me.
People are still coming. So
Yeah,
I am very punctual.
you are, but we do have some time. So maybe we can talk about the history of storytelling. I don't know the history, but I'll make it up. Let's see. So people told stories in olden days, probably when there was a fire and you were sitting there and you were really cold, and then you'd have to move your lips, to keep them warm. I'm thinking,
Did you see that movie with
What?
the actor
Ah oui, alors par rapport à tes lunettes, j'ai vu un truc là.
I'm thinking the same thing.
Il faut que tu te mettes en.
I'm thinking the same thing if I could think in French.
It was the guy used to own a printing company, but during the Civil War his printing company burned down. So he got on his horse and he rode from town to town to tell people what was happening.
You mean
And
like Paul Revere?
like a storyteller, but it was the news. It was great. Tom Hanks was in it. It was really good.
Yeah, so that's some of the origins of storytelling. I'm guessing also because, do you remember the name of it?
I'll look it up and I'll share that.
I'm guessing also because maybe, people lived kind of far away from each other, that they'd have to keep telling the story over and over again before they started writing, so people would remember it. But probably just like the game of telephone, the story would change from person to person each time. So that's how I think storytelling started, before times of telephone and
Oh,
talking.
absolutely.
Absolutely, right.
It was it was right after the Civil War. It was called News of the World.
News of the World with Tom Hanks.
Yeah, and I'm sure it was based on fact, but it was super good.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
crossed
I
the path with a 10-year-old girl taken by the Kauai people, forced to return to her aunt and uncle. Oh, that's not even the big part of the story. I just thought the cool part was how he went and told news. That's the only way he could do it, was to tell the news.
Read the book. The book is wonderful.
Oh, I love, yeah.
But and then I wonder how people first started figuring out how to embellish a story, right? Because there's the story that's fact, which is what really happened. But then I think little by little, people started saying other things to maybe make it more exciting, or to get people to listen in. And then it turned more into like a fantasy or fiction. So then they would have fact or fiction, don't you think?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, people had dreams. Yeah, as Fern was telling me, she writes stories about her dreams.
Yeah,
I think
people
dreams
move to other
inspire love stories.
countries and have stories about their moves or their visits, or even about their careers. There's always some story to tell, but you really never know if it's the truth or if it's fiction, right? What time is it, Sam?
I think it's probably time to have a little fact or fiction, yeah.
You think so? What time is it, Erwin?
It's 3:01 on my phone.
Oh, what do you think, Christina? Is it time, or should we give it another minute?
It's time.
It's time. All righty.
So
this.
Please mute.
I'm not going to mute, Christina.
So the name of our first installment, it's not an installment, it's an episode, I guess. The Awakening. Woke up, get out of bed, dragged a comb across my head, found my way downstairs and drank a cup. And looking up, I noticed I was late. Found a coat, grabbed my hat, made the bus in seconds flat. Found my way upstairs and had a smoke. Somebody spoke, I went into a dream.
I want to welcome all of you to our first episode of Fact or Fiction. As you know, this is called The Awakening, hence that Sammy's waking up and jumping out of bed. I'm your Minister of Mirth, Kiki Sasielski, or now known to the government of India after I received my yogic certificate as just plain Kiki. If you can see that, my kind of thing has gone crazy, but the government of India thinks I'm Kiki. And Sammy, of course, is our Minister of Music. We're going to be presenting these stories today from near and far, some people's bedrooms, some people's boardrooms, and some stories from far away. I want you to remember as you're listening that every story has a song And every song has a story. Take notes, because at the end, there'll be a test. No, there won't be a test. We will take questions from the audience, and you'll vote on whether the story was fact or fiction. So with that, Abby would like to introduce our first storyteller.
All right, everybody. Everything Kiki said. And our first storyteller for our first episode is Sonia Oyola. And the name of her story is Bright Sorrow in Paris.
Thank you, Sammy. Thank you, Kiki. Good afternoon, everyone. Bright Sorrow in Paris. Our arrival in France to the apartment we rented illegally in the Marais neighborhood was met by a quaint place, cozy, Moroccan, in feeling, and already the sound of the gentleman playing Le Violon is in the background. We decide to wander forth and walk along the Seine and see the Pont Neuf. Oh, it's all like I remember. So beautiful and quite romantic. A few more turns later, and there, the Notre Dame Cathedral. It's in front of us. It is spectacular. So many people. The line is fast, and so we decide a few pictures later, suddenly we're inside. Seeing and feeling all of its majesty, I often feel the heaviness and sorrow of humankind in a church, but I especially feel it today. And after lighting a candle, praying for everyone that I love, I am crying. My chest feels full and tight like a drum, and it's hard to take a full breath. The singer's voice in the background eases some of the sadness. The reliefs, the light, that stained glass, those tall arches, all leave my mind stunned and heart big, full. It's a little before 6 p.m., so we are being ushered out. It's time to go. Oh gosh, and we didn't have enough time to go to the top, but we'll make it back, probably in a day or two. The sun is shining. It is bright and beautiful. I don't remember this many blossoms. And a few pictures later, at the bridge, I ask a family whether they would like me to take their picture. And they decline and wander off. We're excited about seeing the Eiffel Tower next. But stop to eat at Repas Café on 1 Rue de la Boucherie across from the cathedral. The restaurant is lovely, Spanish-inspired with lots of matador paintings and references to Pamplona. We haven't been seated long when we notice people going out. First, walking out, then running out into the street, and now our waiter is running out, headed in the direction of the cathedral. Initially, thinking it was part of the tax riots, I decided maybe we should just stay, ignore the commotion for now. But we ask, and lo and behold, the news comes to us. The cathedral, de Notre Dame, is on fire. I run out to join the crowd and my children to find, yes, the beautiful place we had just visited moments before was indeed on fire. A blazing yellow, red, and orange fire toward the spire, tower, and back roof. Yellow, soft, and billowing smoke was in the sky. The fire was relentless. We spent the next hour and a half running out to see it, in hopes that the fire department had put it out, controlled it. But it took so long for the water to arrive. At least 30 minutes. And by then, the beautiful cathedral was being ravaged from the top to the bottom. It was hard to watch this. Something so cherished and treasured by so many being destroyed. The anguish was real. Hundreds of Parisians come out and initially looked stunned, and then sad, and then defeated. That was the best word. The people looked defeated. But it wasn't just the Parisians, the people from all over the world, texting me, sending me message via email, social media, and asking if it was true, then if we were okay, and finally, just grieving. Many remember the first and last time they had visited this precious place. Many mourned never being able to see it at all or again. The night was mournful, heavy, similar to the way the world had been feeling for some time. We were crying for the cathedral, but for so much more. A loss of peace and joyfulness. We went to sleep with heavy hearts, but not before seeing the marvelous Eiffel Tower. With all of its sparkle and energy, the tower was in fabulous repair, very pretty, with the sparkling lights, and many were there to see it. And at the very top of the Eiffel, you could see the glow of the cathedral. That meant that at 9:45 p.m., it was still burning. A fire that started at 6:45 was still burning bright and could be seen 6 miles away. Honestly, how could something like this happen to this most visited Gothic structure? We took public transportation back home and made it safely to our rented apartment. Finally, time to end the day with the hopes that tomorrow may be a little brighter. Thank you.
Brilliant.
Stranger beware, there's love in the air, under perilous skies. Try to be smart, don't let your heart catch on fire. Love becomes king the moment it's spring under perilous skies. Lonely hearts meet somewhere on the street of desire. Parisian love can bloom high in a sky, light room, or in a gay cafe where hundreds of people can see. I wasn't smart and I lost my heart under Paris skies. Don't ever be a heartbroken stranger like me. Oh, I fell in love. Yes, I was a fool. For Paris can be so beautifully cruel. Paris is just a gay coquette who wants to love and then forget. Stranger beware, there's love in the air. Do, 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 do. Mm, mm. Do, 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 do. Just look and see what happened to me under Paris skies. Watch what you do, the same thing can happen to you.
Wait, Zoom meeting. चुप करो.
Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, that is fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing. Sonia, you know, I know you from singing, and I know you from social media with your beautiful pictures of flowers and music and mom. And tell me a little about yourself. What do you do on a regular day?
On a regular day, I'm a family medicine physician day to day. I'm a doctor here in Chicago. And I'm an academic and a researcher and also a non-profiteer. So I do a little bit of everything every day, actually. So I'm very blessed to have the opportunity to serve in so many ways. And I also am blessed to have my 3 precious children and a wonderful partner who's very kind. So, yeah. And I get to hang out with my Zoom community, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So
Have you lived in Chicago your whole life?
Practically, yes. I moved to Chicago from Colombia, from Santa Marta, Colombia, when I was 2 years old. Grew up on the west side of Chicago. So I've been here all my life.
Fabulous. Wow. I'm so glad to be learning about you and all of our friends. Sammy, did you have a question for Sonia?
Oh, I was just going to make the comment that she's a perfect example of a left and right brain.
Yes, she is.
Scrambled brain, more than scrambled eggs.
Where's your practice at, Sonia?
At a community health center called Heartland Health Centers in Rogers Park.
Super. Oh. Wow. I'm just blown away. The audience will have a chance to each ask one question of any of the performers. But
put those in the chat.
Your story, whether it's true or false, is fabulous. So thank you so much.
Oh,
you're Sonia.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Sammy, who's next?
Who's next? Next we have Donna Lorraine in Paris is here. Wow. And the name of her story, where's Donna? Did you find her, Christina? There she is. So the name of Donna's story is called Leaving on a Jet Plane.
Wow. Welcome, Donna.
Hello, everybody. What is it? Good afternoon in Chicago, and it's evening here in Paris.
Yeah, a lot of you probably know Donna from our Chicago to Paris Thursday afternoon open mic and concert jam.
And if you don't, you'll get the information because it's very fun, especially for me in the afternoon to come on and not only hear Donna and Sammy just play the most wonderful tunes, but then if you want, you get a chance to join in the open mic in the afternoon. Very fun. You know, Donna, let's ask you to tell your story today.
Sorry?
Let's ask you to tell your story. Remind me the name of it again?
It's Leaving on a Jet Plane.
Leaving on a Jet Plane, girl.
Okay. Well, I was in Aspen, Colorado, where I lived for 18 years, and I was singing. I think it was one of my first jazz gigs. I used to be a country singer, but this was a jazz gig, and I was singing at a five-star hotel replacing someone. And there was a gentleman, a kind of short gentleman, that came up to me, a little mustache and a brown suit, and just kind of said, "Do you have an evening gown?" And I said, "Yes, I do." He said, "Are you free tomorrow night?" I said, "Yes, I am." So he said, "Okay, I will send a car to get you, and I'd like for you to come to this gala the next night." So I had no idea what I was getting into, so I actually put 2 evening dresses in a bag, or one I was wearing, and put the other one in a bag, and hopped in the car that arrived. And then I met this gentleman, and he presented me with a diamond watch, a really pretty watch, beautiful watch, and proceeded to escort me to the front table at this big gala event. And so he was really he was the vice president of the watch company. And for years, it's not a Rolex, it's terrible. I cannot remember the name of this watch company, but it's a pretty famous watch company, but it's like a second Swiss watch company. I've not been able to remember the name of it since that happened. It's a fair amount of time ago. But at any rate, he escorted me up to a table in the front of this beautiful ballroom, and it was organized by the Grande Dame of Aspen. So it was like Aspen's finest collection of women had organized this beautiful evening, and there was a wonderful silent auction with amazing prizes. But our table was right in front, and he was really like one of the second people in the event, the vice president. And I turned to my left at one point. It was kind of magical. It felt a bit like Cinderella for me. And I turned to my left, and it was Cindy Crawford. And I turned to my right, and it was Joe Cocker. And so, I was like, okay, this is a nice little benefit of living in Aspen and having this kind of thing happen. And there was a wonderful show, and in the show, it was a real star-studded event. There was Tim Conway as the stand-up comedian. He's the guy that was on Carol Burnett. And he was hilarious. He was completely hilarious as a stand-up comedian. Joe Cocker got up and sang. There was Faith Hill and Tim McGraw. And it was just one thing after the other. And they had a raffle. And this was it was in 2000. So it was right before the millennium. It was in 1999. And they had the silent auction, and one of the things that happened was the gentleman put my name on the silent auction, and there was a plane going at midnight for 2000, the year 2000. So you could invite 4 of your friends to go on a plane and take a trip wherever you wanted in America, for free. That was like one of the first top prize in the auction, and the rest of the things were a lot of great options also. And I was surprised that I actually won the auction. So I got to take 4 of my friends and do a little traveling up in the air and celebrate the millennium up in the air. So that was really exciting for me. And so after that, after the evening where it was just a fun evening. It was a beautiful star-studded evening. The entertainment was fabulous. And I just remember the guy was like, "Oh, you're a singer. I'm a singer too." And he started singing Leaving on a Jet Plane. But it was just really comical. He's this little Swiss guy. He was really short, little mustache, little brown suit, and he was like, "I leaving on a jet plane, don't know when I'll be back again." And I just could not keep a straight face. I kind of found it funny, but then we went for some drinks, and he said, "I will call you again. I will call you again, and because I will travel from time to time, and I will call you again." And I didn't know at that time that I'd be living in Europe, which I've been living in Paris now for 20 years, but I didn't know at that time. And I cannot find that person's name or number, but I would have loved to just call him back. But it was a wonderful evening. I had to give the watch back. I was very sad about that. I thought I should just be given the watch. But I did get to go on this wonderful flight. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Wow, Donna, off the charts.
Thank
you. Thank you. Thank you. I know you're going to be singing a beautiful tune for us. We're all excited to hear.
Thank you, guys. Someday my prince will come. Someday we'll meet again, and away to his castle I'll go, to be happy forever I know. Someday when spring is near, we'll find our love anew, and the birds will sing and wedding bells will ring. Someday when my dreams come true, someday my prince will come, and I'll find my love anew. And how thrilling that moment will be when the prince of my dreams comes to me. He'll whisper, "I love you," and steal a kiss or two. Though he's far away, I'll find my love someday. Someday when my dreams come true.
Wow.
Wonderful, Donna.
Thank you.
Really nice.
Fabulous tune and fabulous story. Thanks so much for coming on. Donna, have you told a lot of stories before?
Never.
Never. Wow, you're fabulous. Just fabulous at it. And whether it's
told a
true or
story.
false, I have to tell you, it's a good story. Donna, tell me, what does a normal day for you look like?
Oh my, I have been wearing several hats. So, I mean, I am a jazz singer. I've been singing for a long time, but my first formation was to be a psychotherapist a long time ago. I've been using that degree again. So in a typical day, I can work on music, singing. Things are closed here in Paris, so I'm singing in outdoor markets with saxophonist Armando or playing with Sammy Scott. And then I'll have a psychotherapy patient or two in the afternoon on Zoom and give a singing lesson. And during the pandemic, because so much work has changed, I've even been teaching kids English. So it's crazy.
Very well-rounded, Donna.
Yeah, and we have a 6 o'clock curfew in Paris at the moment. We have to be in the house at 6 o'clock. So everyone's getting out whenever they can to go for a nice hour or two walk during the day and kind of working at night.
You can shop in stores there for food?
Yes, but not after 6.
Wow.
And parts of France, but they didn't. They were talking about confining for the weekend. But
prior to the plague, did you actually, you performed in different venues in Paris, right?
yes, the plague. I haven't heard of it.
It is like a plague.
I know, I like that. Yeah, I did. I played at, Paris has a lot of jazz clubs and fine hotels that have jazz music and piano bars and then tons of cafes that have like a cafe culture where people just go and have a meal, have a glass of wine and sing, and the jam sessions are a big part of it too. There's jam sessions every night in the big jazz clubs or the little cafes, and I hosted a jam every Friday in a small cafe that had the best cheeseburgers, which isn't so easy for Paris, even though after a while you get sick of the French food and you just want a good cheeseburger.
Wow.
After you put on 20 pounds with the pastries, then you want to just have a cheeseburger.
But there's lots of walking to do, right?
Yes, it's true.
Well, what you're saying is after the plague is over, we should all get a trip together, come to Paris, eat the cheeseburger, go to the cafe, and come to your Friday night event.
Yeah, and hopefully Sammy will be playing there.
Well, I'm thinking maybe we need to do
a charter flight.
A charter flight to St. Paris.
That would be cool. We could do like a jazz workshop weekend or something.
Oh, and that would be fact, not fiction. Donna, thanks so much. I appreciate this being your inaugural storytelling event. Fabulous.
I know. I've already got stories for Sonia and Donna, but I know we can only ask one question, so I have to see what the other. I'll see what question becomes the most important that I ask.
I'm keeping my notes too to ask you guys. I'm so excited. Wow, thanks again, Donna.
Thank you. Thank you.
Who do we have next?
Sharing. Oh, it's my new friend, Doreen Shelton.
This is my old friend, Doreen Skeleton.
I thought she said skeleton, but she said Shelton.
She's my personal skeleton. Lorraine, I'm so happy to see you.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Susan and Miriam just came in from Chicago. My friends Susan and Miriam, of course.
Yeah.
Watching on the other side, and it's just terrible because they keep flashing me. Like they're pulling at their tops, they're taking down their pants, they're moving.
Life in the age of Zoom, right?
In the age of Zoom room.
That hadn't even entered my mind. I'm a little jealous now that I didn't think to do that.
You don't have an audience or take your top off?
Either. Any of it.
So fun. Doreen, I'm so happy to see you. I have known Doreen since college. So
here's Doreen. Where are you, Doreen?
I am in a little village in Michigan called Three Oaks. It's a little tiny village, and it's just beautiful. I love it. I've got a farm in my backyard, and it's great.
And you have a dog and a cat? A
dog and a cat, yes.
What are their names?
Well, Missy and Troy, unfortunately, they're both sleeping right now. So usually, they can be found chasing each other around and tormenting each other and barking. So I'm glad that they're quiet and cooperating.
If you weren't doing this storytelling event today, would you be sleeping with them too right now?
That would be a nice touch, wouldn't it? Good Saturday afternoon activity. Laying on the floor with the animal,
Doreen, tell me about your day in Three Oaks, Michigan. What does a day of yours look like?
Well, speaking of the animals, the first thing that happens is my cat comes over and smashes my face with his face at like 6 o'clock in the morning to try to get me up. And then that proceeds to like a little self-care routine, including meditation and walking in the woods and playing my lyre and whatever else. And that goes on for about 5 hours. And then I finally pull my, my morning routine is getting ridiculous. But anyway, we're trying to narrow that down. And then I get around to making some perfume and working on my new website because I'm launching a new website for these natural botanical perfumes that I make.
Beautiful.
So then I become engrossed with that, and then I might go hang out with people at night or go do aerial silks. I'm a aerial silks hobbyist. Yeah.
Hey, Our variety show.
Well, we wanted Doreen on our variety show, but I think due to the plague, maybe
Yeah.
she hasn't been silking that much. So
Yeah, I'm trying to get back in shape. There was a long layoff there. And so I'm getting it back though, actually. It's coming along. So yeah, I would love to one of these days. But I know a lot of other aerialists too. So
fascinating.
Yeah, I have been in
yeah,
touch.
yeah, yeah.
So Doreen makes amazing sense. In fact, she made one for me. I've got it for my birthday once and twice, and she even gave me its own name. And guess what it's called, Sammy?
Kiki see for me.
Close. What is it called, Doreen?
I think you initially named it called Kiki Nista.
I named it Kiki Nista is my scent, and she let me pick all the scents, and she put them together. She is an alchemist, really. I'm waiting for her to make gold soon.
Yeah, I have actually have deepened my studies into alchemy. That's one of the things I do in the morning is I'm studying up on alchemy and all that history and yeah. So it's pretty interesting.
When you play your lyre, do you sing along?
Sometimes I might babble a little bit, but mostly I just play it. Yeah. It's kind of a rambling thing because I'm not a professional musician at all. I just kind of, it's more of a meditation for me. Sometimes I put on medieval music and I kind of play along with it. Yeah, it's fun.
Nice morning routine.
Yeah.
Sammy, anything else?
No, I was going to ask the difference between a harp and a lyre.
Oh.
You know what? I'll grab it and we can see it at the end. I could grab it right now if you want.
Do
you want to see it? Okay, I'll grab it.
I know the difference. A harp is something that really bothers you. It's like always harping on you. And a liar is someone who just doesn't tell the truth.
Right.
That's good, Keek.
That is a fact.
All right, here's my lyre.
Oh, wow.
Okay, all right. Yes, I've seen those.
It was handmade for me. It was a commissioned piece by a man named Gerhard Schmeltekopf.
Wow.
That's really his name.
You have to make a lyre.
Gerhard Schmeltekopf. And somehow I found him when I was like 18 years old and commissioned him to make it. And he only charged me like $150. I don't think you're going to be able to hear it though, because I have on earbuds. Can you hear that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's a medieval. Yeah.
Very pretty.
Wow. Doreen's a medieval aficionado.
Yes.
Sammy, why don't you introduce Doreen's story?
Because I didn't get the name of her story, so you have to tell me. Yeah, I had asked earlier, but I didn't get it.
There you have it. Doreen, why don't you introduce your story?
I will introduce the story, and then it's called Waking Up with Angels in My Room. Shall I just go? Okay.
Yeah,
all right. Waking Up with Angels in My Room. Okay. I want to tell you something, but I am a little afraid. Well, I've had butterflies in my stomach since Kiki invited me to share here and since I accepted. Butterflies that are turning into massive beating angel wings, like those scary types of angels with 6 wings that look like flames and eyeballs everywhere. You know, just a little afraid. And I don't share this story much because I feel people will think I'm nuts. I'm afraid when I speak it, they'll get that look in their eyes and turn their head away just like ever so slightly. And then I'll gulp and I realize I could have stopped talking about 2 sentences back. But, you know, things are shifting. Angels are flapping all around us now. I can feel them. And so I decided to share with you my very personal story of when I woke up with angels in my room. So let's all take a deep angelic breath and I'll begin. I've been fascinated or maybe even obsessed with angels since I was a kid. This interest kind of comes and goes, and I was not brought up in any religious way. So where does this interest come from? I'm fascinated by my fascination. When I see angel images or hear references to angels, my ears prick up, my skin gets tickly. I feel kind of both hot and chilled all at once. I especially dig those ones with just the little fat baby face and wings, no bodies. You know which ones I'm talking about? Wings on both sides. You know, they're just really weird, and they were in paintings and medieval manuscripts, and they sometimes appear in multitudes. They are called cherubim. I used to paint and draw them over and over again when I was a young art student, almost like a signature. My teachers were slightly disgusted by this. It was not at all fitting with the contemporary abstract art being promoted at the time. When I was growing up, my parents surrounded us with art books, so I had plenty to look at, and I would lay around on our old dog-smelling rug and wonder what it all meant. I would fixate on those old paintings and manuscripts. Sometimes the cherubim would flutter onto illustrations of the old medieval and Renaissance alchemists just to take my breath away. But also, I felt deep, deep inside, like I somehow knew what it all meant. I knew this flappy boy magic. I knew it. Later, I began to learn about the angel magic practiced by John Dee. John Dee was the court magician to Queen Elizabeth I. And my heart would just beat faster. My spidey sense would get all activated. And I basically just knew I was in there in that magic court in a past lifetime, doing those weird, ancient, magical things with some wild angels. Oh, forgot. I'm supposed to be telling you about the incredible time the angels visited me for real. So back to the story. My ex-husband was very ill. It started as a cold or a flu and worsened. He had a rather eccentric doctor at the time who respected the natural healing and immunity process. And so we liked that. But when his fever raged, he dragged himself to her office and she proclaimed he should sweat it out. I think she was Russian. He came home and sweated and sweated. His breathing became more difficult, hacking and coughing and wheezing. He took to sleeping in the living room to prop himself up so he could breathe better. Although sleeping is the wrong word because he couldn't sleep because he could barely breathe. I could hear him at night fitfully wheezing and coughing, and I wasn't sleeping either. No one was sleeping. A feeling of dread crept into my gut. I sent him back to the doctor, again with, "You must sweat it out." He came home for more sleepless nights of hacking and sweating. My gut wrenched. Something was terribly wrong. So, overriding his doctor's directive to sweat it out, I dragged him to a clinic where he was pronounced dangerously ill with pneumonia. They gave him the antibiotic called a Z-Pak. It's a super strong, like 5-day course of antibiotics to health. I imagine you probably know this drug. The clinic suggested if he didn't improve within a day, he would be hospitalized. This is when things got truly miraculous or wild or maybe even strangely normal, the kind of thing that we live for. On day 1 of the 5-day, the poor man went to sleep in the living room, all propped up so he could breathe, and I in our bedroom. And at some point, our young son, who was maybe 3 at the time, pitter-paddled his little feet down the hall and climbed into bed with me. At about 2 a.m., I woke up. I was surprised that I had actually been asleep, the first deep sleep I had experienced in quite a while. And it was a very unusual feeling of wakefulness. It was not blurry or foggy like the usual feeling when you wake up, but very alert and clear in my head. The house was silent, utterly silent, eerily quiet. No coughing, no wheezing, nothing. Stillness. What was going on? I rolled over to look and saw my son sleeping, but then in the darkness, I saw them. If you guessed angels just then, you are so right. Silently circling the perimeter of the room near the ceiling were the cherubim. Bear with me here, and I will try to explain them the best I can. So have you ever seen one of those Swedish angel chime candle things? It's a flat plate, and it has 4 candles coming up, a rod up the center with a wheel on the top, and angels hang down. There's 2 chimes, and the heat of the flames of the candle make the angels go around in a very, very steady circle. They have little bells, little rods that hang down, and they ring a chime. Ding, 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 as the angels go around. Those were my angels. But they're not solid or colored. They appear like a black and white graphite illustration, like an outline that moves slowly and steadily without changing shapes. And by that, I mean that they don't flap or swoop or dive or change their pace at all, just slowly and steadily circling the parameter of the room by the ceiling. I have no idea how long I really watched them. And I was totally calm. I was not shocked or excited or even at all surprised. I just watched with clarity, and I felt the steadiness in my body. After a time, again, I have no idea how long. It might have been 15 seconds, 20 minutes. So after this time, though, thoughts started entering into my head. What are they doing here? Why are they visiting us? And I become acutely aware of the silence, and I get worried. Okay, my son is okay. He's sleeping soundly. But what about my husband? The silence and the stillness. I slip out of the bed and I go to him, not knowing what I'll find. And you know what? He's just peacefully sound asleep, breathing and sleeping and resting and healing. And this all felt right and normal. So I go back to the bedroom and I get in bed. And you know what else? The cherubim are still there. Yes, I see them, still silently going about their vigil. Okay, so now I'm wondering, okay, what is really happening here? Am I hallucinating? I turn on the light. What? Whoa, they are still there. Circling, silently, circling. I lay there and I watch them. I felt calm and good, strangely normal. And I just accept them. Turn off the light, roll over, go back to sleep. In the morning, can you guess? We awaken to my husband being miraculously improved. So that's the time I woke with angels in my room. As you can imagine, I have many questions. If they come to heal my husband, why were they in my room? Maybe to give us a blessing after healing him. And just who are they anyway? I'm currently enrolled in an angel magic course. That's for reals. And I'm learning so much about angels, but basically I just have more and more questions. But the really wild thing is that since the start of this year of 2021, I had a feeling of angels flapping around us. And when I started to say, okay, I feel this, it is real, wild things have been happening, synchronicities. Do you know what a synchronicity is? Well, I'll tell you. It is an idea coined by the psychologist Carl Jung, and it means that there are events which are seemingly unrelated, yet meaningful coincidences. Events that happen at the same time, but are unrelated. But they mean something very personal. To me, a synchronicity is like a sign from the universe, an affirmation that you are on the right path. And these synchronicities are happening so rapidly for me. Like, here's one. I was writing and streaming. So I was writing a little bit in a journal, and I was streaming a podcast at the same time. And as I wrote down the word blossom, the very same word blossom is said on the podcast at the exact same time. Strange. Or I get an urge to rush out the door to visit my friend's shop. And as I walk in the shop, she's there talking to a friend and about me and saying, you have to meet my friend Doreen. And then I just walk in. And I just had this urge to rush out the door and go over there. Okay, and then how about the synchronicity of Kiki inviting me to tell you all a story about awakening while I'm in the midst of angels. So what do we make of this all? What if there are angels here right now among us? Can we wake up to see them awaken? Thank you so much for listening.
Whoa. On the edge of my seat.
On the edge of my seat.
On the edge of my seat. Oh my God.
That was so good.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. And the most synchronistic thing, wow, is that Sammy's going to play a song now.
Yay. And Kiki's going to sing.
There'll be no strings to bind your hands, not if my love can't bind your heart. And there's no need to take a stand, for it was I who chose to start. I see no need to take me home. I'm old enough to face the dawn. Just call me angel of the morning, angel. Just touch my cheek before you leave me, baby. Just call me angel of the morning, angel. Then slowly turn away from me.
Maybe the sunlight will be dim. It won't matter anyhow. If morning's echo says we've sinned, it was what I wanted now. And if we're victims of the night, I won't be blinded by the light.
Call me angel of the morning, angel. Just touch my cheek before you leave me, baby. Just call me angel of the morning, angel. And slowly turn away. I won't beg you to stay with me through the air of the day. Of the years. Baby, baby, angel of the morning, angel, just touch my cheek before you leave me. Baby, just call me angel of the morning, angel. Just touch my cheek before you leave me, darling. me angel of the morning, angel, just appear upon my ceiling, angel.
Beautiful.
Wow. Thanks, Sammy. Thanks, Doreen. That was just off the charts.
Thank you.
Oh, fabulous. Thank you. Thank you. You're not going to believe it, but we have another wonderful story that, again, it's someone I've known from singing, and it's actually someone I've revered for a very long time. And Sammy is going to tell us all about our next storyteller.
Oh, our next storyteller is Dion,
Yeah.
who is a wonderful storyteller here in Chicago at the Second Story Storytellers writing program, and also with the Goodman Theater writing program. So I'm excited to hear Dion's story. This one's called I'm Gonna Make You Love Me.
Whew. There was so many great stories. I loved each and every one of them. They were so inspiring. I'm waiting to hear which one is true and which ones are false, because they all sound like they could all be so true. But anyway, moving on to mine. I hope you all enjoyed just as much. Here comes the ugly duckling. In the beginning, I worked at a small bar called Tweet's Lounge on 69th and Green on the south side of Chicago. It was 1972, and I had no costumes. So by hand, I stitched together a blue and white striped pair of hot pants with a matching vest and pull-up leg warmers made of cotton. I bought a polyester white shell with a pair of patent leather white striped 3-inch heels. I purchased a wig modeled after Diana Ross's hairstyle, and wore makeup worn by women 3 centuries ago, probably to a Halloween costume party. I looked a hot mess. Did I care? I thought I was the most gorgeous person in the club. Even being mocked and criticized, I didn't care. I had been bitten by the lights and the applause. Even so, I needed to become Diana Ross. I will and I must. But there was one stumbling block. My mother. When I revealed to her that I was gay, she blew her top. Now I need to tell her that not only am I gay, but trans, and I perform in public. I hid the secret for weeks, but the drag gods wouldn't have it. One night during a performance, coming from backstage, I sat at the bar to listen to a duet on stage. The flashing lights danced around in my head along with the music engulfing my being. I'm gonna make you love me. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Suddenly I felt hands sliding under me. I could feel them massaging my ass cheeks as I was starting to feel dizzy from the smell of a hot, drunken breath on my neck. Hey, baby, can I buy you a drink? I thought, I know that voice. Come on, baby, don't be mean to Daddy. I turned. Damn, baby, you fine. I almost fell off my bar stool. There he was, 6 foot tall, drunk, but looking incredibly handsome in his work clothes. It was my uncle, Uncle Billy. His tall, lanky build was highlighted only by his beautiful, big, golden brown eyes. He grabbed and started fondling me. I tried to pull away, but he was attempting a lip lock, and I screamed, "Uncle Billy, it's me, Dee Dee. Let me go." "What the hell are you doing in here? And why are you dressed like that?" "I work here?" Then one of my trans girlfriends appeared, Pisces. "Hey, Daddy, where you been? You ain't like been here since like forever." He leaped from his seat and bolted out the door. "What's with him?" "He's my uncle." "Oh my God, he's a regular here, and we all been with him." Now I knew I had to tell my mother. But once again, before I could, fate wouldn't wait. I was summoned to her room. "Dee Dee." I knew this was it. She had talked with my uncle, and he told her that he was walking past a bar and noticed me in a glass front picture window, hanging upside down from some sort of apparatus, swinging back and forth. He didn't feel it was safe, and he said that she should stop me from working there. "And you will stop. Don't you know you could hurt your fool self? You could fall and break your full neck. Lord knows if you fell on your head, it'd be safe. It's hard as a rock." "But he tried to pick me up, and he knows all my friends." "You're a liar, and you make me sick. Get out of my face." I returned to my room angry, hurt, and disgusted. I thought, I have been humiliated and treated less than a human. I have a stepfather that could care less, an uncle who had tried to sleep with me, and a mother who listens to everyone but me. It was then I decided I need to move away from this family and with my newly found family. 6 years later, she called to apologize for not believing me. She told a story that she had gone on an adventure to find Uncle Billy, who had been gone missing for weeks. His girlfriend then, Aunt Helen, asked her to help her locate him. She took my mother under cover of night down dark alleys and up fire escapes, finally knocking on a door of what looked like an abandoned building. The door opened slowly, revealing a figure of a big woman standing in the doorway with a single candle flickering behind them. As their eyes adjusted, they realized that it was a man in a ratty wig. My mother stammered, "Is Billy here?" The figure stood to the side, revealing my uncle lying naked in a bed under a cover of what was once white sheet half covering him. "Hi, Lou. Get your ass out of bed and get out of here." Mama Dearest now understood that she'd rather think of me, a liar, than her brother, bisexual. Thank you.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa. Whoa. Fantastic, Dion. Fantastic.
Yes.
Wow. So you're a wonderful storyteller. You're wonderful, like off the charts. I mean, you're fabulous. You really know how to put it together. Um, Amy, I'm
Thank
a little blown away. Yeah, thank you. Would you like to ask Dion a little bit about himself?
And Dion, what else do you like to do besides tell stories?
Sleep, take naps. No,
I got a guy.
No, I direct and I sing. You know, Sammy has me singing all over the city all the time. I used to paint. I don't do that anymore. Um, but since the pandemic, I haven't really been doing anything but singing and writing. And I'm writing my autobiography, which you just, well, I won't say that, but um, I've been writing my autobiography.
That in itself is amazing. I can't remember what happened yesterday much. That's
Well, the Goodman Theater is helping me put it together. So,
Fabulous. Dion, were you born in Chicago?
yes, on the South Side in Inglewood.
In Inglewood. And have you lived in Chicago your whole life?
I moved away for 3 years and lived in LA, where I got really familiar with my acting performance chops. And I've lived in Florida for a bit of time, where I was traveling around the country performing as Diana Ross.
So I bet your costume making abilities got a little bit better.
Well, no, not really. I got a designer to make my clothes later as I got better, more popular.
Wow. Wow. It's just such a fabulous story. I must confess that you didn't know me, but I saw you perform many, many years ago as Diana Ross. And like I said, I have been in awe of you for a long time. And the first time I saw you singing, I thought, I was like going like this. I said, I'm not something. And then I asked some questions, and maybe you wore a sparkly jacket. And I said, I think this is the person. But that may be true and it may be not.
Well, that's me, sparkly.
Wow. Thanks so much, Dion. I mean, really, thank you for taking your time with us today.
Well, I think Dion had a song for us too.
Oh my gosh, how could I have forgotten? Let's move ahead and let's hear.
Sammy, I can't hear.
You still can't hear it?
No.
I'm turning it up on your computer on Zoom.
Can you turn me up on your Zoom audio?
I have it turned up.
You have a volume setting right on the computer?
Oh, you want to unmute now. You're muted, Dion.
Dion, mute.
Oh, there you are.
There you are.
I'm putting my headset on.
Good. That's always a better way to hear me.
Play now, Sammy. That's better. I'm gonna do all the things for you, girl who wants a man to do. Oh, baby, I'll sacrifice for you, I'll even do wrong for you. Oh, baby, every minute, every hour, I'm gonna shower you with love and affection. Look out, it's coming into your direction, baby. I'm gonna make you love me. Oh, yes, I will. Yes, I will. And I'm gonna make you love me. Oh, yes, I will. Yes, I will. My love is strong, you see. I know you'll never get tired of me. Oh, baby, I'm gonna use every trick in the book. I'll try my best to get you hooked. Oh, baby. And every night, every day, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna make you love me. Ooh, yes, I will. Yes, I will. I'm gonna make you love me. Ooh, yes, I will. Yes, I will. Ladies and gentlemen, Sammy Scott. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna make you love me. Ooh, yes, I will. Yes, I will. I'm gonna make you love me. Ooh, yes, I will. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Yes, I will.
Wow.
Yeah, Dion.
Off the charts. Fabulous. Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
Thank you.
Yes, we will. Did we all take notes? Do we all have some questions?
Oh,
Did we
now we're
go
getting to
through
the
them?
interactive part of the show. Doggies. The doggies are voting. Hey, I'd like to take this moment to thank our tech mistress,
Oh, yes, Miss Christina.
beautiful Christina, the mistress of, or is it Sonia?
No, Christina's our Zoom mistress today.
Our Zoom
Christina
mistress,
Marinescu.
Christina. Show yourself. Or don't. But thank you, Christina.
So for,
And hi,
Christina.
yeah, so for our interactive part of the show, I don't know, should we just, does anybody have a question? Maybe we can unmute them and they can ask the question. What do you
Yeah.
think, Kiki?
So each person can ask one question of any of the performers. I think we'll have to, how will that work with the muting? I don't know.
No, they just have to unmute themselves.
You unmute yourself.
And ask one question. Does anybody have a question? I'm looking at my gallery view. Do we have any questions out there? Raise your hand. Oh, Joyce has a question. And Fern has a question.
Fern, okay.
Okay.
And Carolyn.
Okay. All right.
I wanted to ask Sonia a question. Sonia, did you ever go back to Paris?
I haven't. I have not gone back since.
Okay, and then Fern was next.
Fern had a question.
I don't know if I could say more because I don't know if it's time to vote whether it's fact or fiction.
No, we're going to wait till we get all our questions.
Oh, okay.
We're going to, yeah.
Fern?
My question is to Doreen. From your study now about angels, are you able to call one forth? Or can you manifest them?
I'm working on that actually, but and there's so many of them. I don't really.
Like guardian, do you have like one guardian angel?
Well, we supposedly have one guardian angel, and people have told me they've seen Michael around me, but I don't know if that's something that they've just seen. And I'm actually getting to the point in my course of study where I'm going to be scrying and I guess calling up a particular angel. So I'm not really sure which one I'm going to ask for, if I'll just wait and see who shows up. Or if I see anything, who knows what'll happen, you know.
Very good.
So, yeah.
Joyce, did you have a question?
I asked it already. I asked Sonia. I should have asked her more probably, the way she answered that.
She was very direct in her answer. Okay, I have a question for Donna.
Kidoki?
Who was the little Swedish guy?
I don't know his name? He gave me his. I think I have life is like little pieces of paper, so I've never been able to find this little piece of paper, and I cannot find the name of the watch company either. And there's several times that I tried to look it up. He's a very nice person. I don't know his name.
I have a question for Donna too. Donna, did you know you had to give the watch back when they gave it to you that evening?
Well, I had hopes that maybe it would be part of the evening, but he asked for it back.
Oh. Hey, I never heard of it. Like,
You have Caroline and then Lisa.
okay.
Carolyn?
Carolyn?
My question is also for Donna. Who did you take on the plane ride with you on the eve of the millennium?
Yes.
Well, I took my boyfriend at the time, and I took my future boyfriend.
Ah.
At that time too. And I took two good girlfriends because we had to leave from the same place.
Did you go like just then? You went like that night?
No, it was something we could do at midnight or on the night of the New Year's Eve.
Okay.
And the event was like in the summer. So.
I have a question for Donna.
Okay, Lisa, I think Lisa was also. Yeah. Lisa, unmute, please.
My question is for Dion.
Damn, can you
Did
hear
your
me?
uncle ever apologize to you?
No.
Bummer.
Thanks, Lisa.
Carol, did you have a question?
I did have a question for Donna. Did you ever talk to the man again? Did he ever call you or contact you or?
No. Nope.
Christina, any other questions?
Raise your hand if you have questions. I'm looking.
Oh, Mary McMorrow has a question, and so does Marcia. So
Can we ask questions too?
Anyone can ask questions.
Marianne,
so Marianne and then Marcia.
Okay, I have a question for Doreen. When you were with the angels, did you interact with each other at all? Did they make eye contact with you? Was there any communication?
No, there was no communication. They were very, it seemed to be somewhere between physical reality and another realm. And they just appeared like this kind of graphite illustration, like a black and white drawing. And they didn't send me any messages inside my head, nor did they verbalize anything. I guess the closest thing to a message I got was the feeling of calm and steadiness that was in my body, which I interpret to be a sort of a message from them, that it was kind of like I'm not a religious person, again, like a Christian person, although I'm very spiritual, but I interpret that to be sort of a blessing. I can't think of a different word for it, but yeah, no words really.
Thank you.
Thanks for your question.
Marcia?
Sonia, so you saw the Notre Dame burning in a distance. Did you ever, before you left, get back to see what it looked like after the fire? And how long did the fire go on?
So is this the time to reveal whether the story is fact or fiction?
No. No.
Because that would, if I answer that question, it would reveal that. Are we ready to vote? Whether it's fact or fiction?
We have a Mary Ridley had a question.
And Donna has a question too, I think.
Okay, I'll answer your question, Marcia. I promise.
Your hand is up.
Mary?
Yeah, so I have a question that's a sort of a general question. In terms of voting for the stories that we think are true or false, does the story have to be could the story be mostly true but have a false bit in it to make it false?
Oh,
does it have to be completely true?
I think a false bit in a story makes a story false.
But so the story can be almost all true, but there could be like one false thing in it.
What do you think, Kiki?
Yeah, I'm thinking false is true and true, because I don't think we have another way to do it.
Yeah.
Do you guys think, go ahead, Sonia, what are you thinking?
Oh, I was going to say, I'll go ahead and answer Marcia's question because I now understand that the data that we're collecting right now will help you determine
The
and
false
vote.
one,
Got
right.
it. I got it now.
Honey.
Well, I did go back after the fire, and I did go back to see Notre Dame after the fire was put out. It was challenging to go back because there were many barricades between myself, obviously, the public, and the actual cathedral. And it was 9:45. I was still watching it burning. I want to say that it stopped a couple of hours later after that. So at about midnight, the fire was finally put out.
Thank you.
Donna? Who first?
I just want to know what's in the backdrop of Dion, your background. Dion,
It's me.
can you move so we can see? Can you move a little?
I knew it. I saw it in the beginning.
That's great. I love that.
But I think
It's me.
Is Diana.
It's me as Diana.
Wow. Hey, can we pin that?
Oh, yeah. Pin that.
We can't pin it if we're, I don't know why.
Christina can.
Are there any other questions?
He's on spotlight.
Well, I would love to know the answer to the, true morsel of truth or the opposite.
All right, are we ready for voting?
Let's start with who thinks Sonia's story is true. Raise your hand.
Raise your hand if it's true. Okay.
Well, I see a few hands not raised. Does that mean that they don't think the story's true?
Do we get to vote too?
Yes, we do, because we don't know.
Oh.
Right? Okay. It looks like most people think that story is true. I see a few hands not raised. Sonia, true or false?
It is.
Fact or fiction?
It is true.
Oh my God, it's a photo.
Cool.
It is true.
Not cool, but sad.
Very sad. This is the picture that I took, and I also took a movie as well.
Wow.
Standing in front of it, so I was across the street from it.
I could have run
At one
into
point,
you.
at one point, I was just standing there with another 3 individuals before watching it.
And when it was
Within an hour, it was about 100 people there.
When the fire was kind of announced, everyone was running out. Then you went back to the cafe, right?
Yeah, we went back because we had actually ordered dinner, and we were in the middle of this kind of surreal state of do we eat now? Are we really eating dinner? And so yeah, we went back to the restaurant. In between our eating, we would go back out to see if the fire had been put out.
Amazing.
And actually, I just looked it up because I didn't really know the time where it officially was called, and it said 6:20 in the next morning is when they officially said that everything was final.
Wow. Thank you, Sonia, and thank you for bringing the picture.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
That was very cool.
Sammy, who's next to get voted
The
for?
next storyteller was Donna Lorraine.
Donna
So,
Lorraine.
show of hands, who thinks Donna's story was true? Fact. Fact. Oh, I see. I don't know. I think, yeah, it looks like the majority of people think Donna's story is false.
What is it? Donna?
Is your story true or false?
Well, it's true, except I didn't win the plane ride. But everything else is true.
Did someone else win the plane ride?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, people had to pay. It was also, the whole thing was for charity. So it was a silent auction. So whoever finally won it, they paid a fair amount of money. But I think the plane was even going around the world. It was something quite extravagant. I did not win that, but Everything else was true.
Incredible evening. That was an incredible evening.
Wow.
Nonetheless.
And you did have to give the watch back?
Yes.
What kind of deal is
When
that?
did he tell you about the watch? Was it at the end of the evening? He's like, I need the watch back.
He just said in the beginning, you'll have to wear this. It was a velvet band, and then at the end, I'll take the watch or something like that.
You knew from the beginning.
It was a couple of grand, you know, the watch, but.
Miss Kiki is not having given the watch back.
I am not having given the watch. But here's a similar thing happened to me.
I figured he could have spared it, but
When the
Miss Kiki would be running down the street with that watch.
Glass slipper though.
I'm telling you, a similar thing happened to me. And when they asked for it back, they didn't tell me in the beginning. They asked for it after. I said, "What do you mean? Wouldn't you give it and take it away?"
Yeah, that's true. I should have thought of that.
Yeah, Donna. Next time. Okay, Sammy, who's next?
Oh, the next
On
storyteller, Miss
Fact.
Doreen Skelton.
Doreen Skeleton.
Is Doreen's story fact or fiction?
Raise your hand if you think it's fact.
Oh, I see. Oh, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, it looks like most people think it's false. I have to go with the true. I think it's fact.
I do too. Okay, let's ask Doreen. Doreen,
Yes,
is it
I'm here.
fact? Oh, where's Doreen? We've lost her. She's gone to the.
Here I am. I had myself muted because the dogs were barking. The dog. It was fact.
Oh, I'm
Amazing
story.
Yeah, that's totally amazing. I believe in ghosts and angels, so I just said that out loud.
amazing.
Doreen has been communicating with the nether worlds since I have met her. Not only is she this perfumier girl, but she also performed at the Renaissance fairs many years ago. Doreen and I performed together for some years in a all-women's performance group named Somebody's Daughters. And she knew angels back then too, because she used to have to pray that we get paid. That we get paid at the end of the night.
She's connected.
And it always worked.
It always works. Wow, Doreen, thank you so much. That was great.
Totally
Fun to share. Thanks. It's really fun.
Who's our final performer in fact or fiction?
Mr. Dion.
He's gonna make me love him.
Are you fact or fiction? Everyone raise your hands if you think it's fact. Oh, I think that the hands have it. Dion's story is fact.
It's fact.
In fact, it's fact.
It was the detail about the making the vest and the shorts and the leg warmers that got me.
But I still want to see that background big on my screen. Can you pin?
Just send it to you, Donna, okay?
Can we call it Diona Ross? Dion.
Let's ask Dion. Dion?
Look at that. I love that. That's
Dion,
great.
fact
Great.
or fiction?
It's fact.
Beautiful.
Fiction. No, facts.
You can't make that stuff up. Wow. That picture is just phenomenal. I can see why.
It is.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
So fabulous.
Wow.
That was me then. This is me now.
It is.
Fabulous.
Me too.
We love you.
So fabulous.
I want to thank each and every one of our guests for coming to our inaugural episode of Fact or Fiction. Tonight was the awakening. Sammy, thank you.
Thanks, Kiki. This was fun. So I can't wait to do it again and hear our next 4 storytellers.
Sammy, do you remember what our next theme is?
No, because you said you mailed that to me, but I didn't find it yet. So well, you know what? If you guys can follow us on Eventbrite, you'll be sure to get information. We haven't started a Fact or Fiction Facebook page.
Yes, and we will.
But we will.
Yeah, and we'll figure that out. And thank you. And whatever our next one is, we'll have 4 more wonderful stories, and you will decide if it is
Fact
or fiction. Thank you for coming.
It's so fun. It was fun. I enjoyed your story so much. Thank you for sharing.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sammy. Thank you, Kiki. That was
Yes,
wonderful.
thank you, all of our inaugural performers.
I loved all the stories. Thank you, Doreen.
Thank you,
Tina.
Sonia.
Thank you, Donna.
Thank you. It was great.
Wonderful.
I was in Paris when Notre Dame was burning.
Yeah, that's
Sad.
sad.
So sad.
Hey guys.
Bye, Sammy. Bye,
I'm gonna
Kiki.
shut the recording off.
Bye, everyone.